What up, y'all? It's Araneae Storm checking in for the Rising Sign series. Finally, after 2 years, we're finally getting this thing cracking. All right, so for those that don't know who I am, my name is Araneae Storm. My name is Crew, but you can also call me Araneae Storm. I'm an astrologer. I do, root work healing. I do North Node and South Node astrology, Mars activations. If you want to know and you want to check that out, definitely hit me up at my website, araneastorm.wix.com/info, linktree/araneastorm. And you can also find me on social media, all at Araneae Storm. And this series, I wanted to start off. Started off with the sun signs. I started off with the sun signs. Now I'm moving into the rising signs, and then I'll be covering the moon, and then I'll be going down the more personal planets, and then I'll be going to the outer planets and houses. And sorry, that was a post from OJC. If y'all haven't checked out OJC Astrology online, make sure y'all check OJC Astrology out. Shout out to OJC. OJC is not a Taurus rising, but she's just a dope ass astrologer, and tarot reader, and I love her so much. I'm subscribed to her Patreon, so that's what popped up. But anyway, so I want to get it started. I want to get it cracking. For those of y'all that don't know what the rising sign is, your rising sign really is about what people first view you as, when they first meet you, what they see you as. It's the mask that you wear. Before people actually get to know your moon, before people actually get a glimpse of your sun. It is, for example, and I said this in the Aries rising video, when people first meet me or when they're first introduced to somebody, they'll guess, or I'll guess what their sign is. And 9 times out of 10, if I don't know their sun sign, I'm usually guessing at their rising sign, and even sometimes I'm guessing at people's moon sign. And so your rising sign comes in when you're first born. It is, it changes every 2 hours, and it sets up the rest of your houses, which I will get into as we move through this series and talk more about it. But yeah, it's just it's the first meeting, it's the first entry. So for example, for me as a Pisces rising, the first thing people notice about me, or specifically what my sister says about me all the time, is she's like, you just look like a mermaid, because I'm a Pisces rising. She's like, you look like a mermaid, blah blah blah. I have a long torso, long legs. I have a very tall stature, frame. And so if you look at me, if I stand up and you look at my whole body, like, it looks like I have like a mermaid's tail. Like, if I didn't have my legs, I look like I would have like a mermaid's tail, like floating and shit. Like, I look like a fish out of the water. So that's one way you can look at it. It rules your appearance, and now that you know that, but it rules your appearance in the way you look, how you view the world, how you see the world. So this is like one of the first things that you want to know. You can get this by, I don't think I said this in the Aries video, but you can get this by knowing that the exact time that you were born. And once you know this exact time that you were born, it'll set up the rest of your houses. So that's a little glimpse into your rising sign. But I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Taurus. So all my Taurus risings out there, this one's for you. So Taurus rising, Taurus energy is Venusian, is Venus ruled. It's very earthly, it's very grounded, sensual. You know what I mean? When I see Taurus rising energy, or just when I meet a Taurus rising person, there's something about them that's very natural in their beauty. They have very natural features about them. Now, there's nothing wrong with anybody wearing makeup, but I noticed with Taurus risings, they don't really need a lot of makeup, because they just have like this natural beauty about them. They can be very conservative when you first meet them, very like calm, cool, collected, not really loud, like more so Aries rising when you first meet them. They're very just kind of cool, very curvy Taurian bull-like body, very, like I said, earthly. So I would say kind of like Leo rising in the sense of like that lioness energy, but not so lioness energy of like, you know, it's earthy, you know, it's grounded, it has a foundation, you know. I noticed like the wider eyes, definitely like, or just, you know, piercing eyes, kind of like Gemini and Scorpio. When they look at you, they kind of have like these very like, it's like, oh my god, your eyes, you know what I mean. It's a slow and steady in speech. You definitely want to check in the third house, but they can be slow and very steady, and Mercury slow and steady with their speech, because they want to make sure that all their words are heard, and you know, they're very much so like that. Very beautiful speaking voices. Once again, you do want to check to see where your third house and your Mercury lies, but they have very beautiful voices, very thicker. They have a thicker kind of like voice. Like, I don't know if y'all know who T-Boz is. I know she's a Taurus sun. I'm not sure what her rising is, but if you ever heard T-Boz, she kind of has like that. She's a Taurus sun, but still, like, she has that thicker, you know, voice, little raspy voice, you know what I mean? Very hardworking, you know, very much so has a green thumb. They know how to attract things to them, especially when it comes to material things. They're very good at like getting the things that they want, because they're just such as like this sensual, you know, earthly energy about them, that they make people feel very, very comfortable when they first meet them. They feel like they can talk to them about anything, kind of like Pisces and Cancer. Like, they are just, it's just a very feminine, divine feminine kind of energy. Even if you are masculine, or you're you know, a man, or whatever the case may be, like, it's just something about like that, you know, grounded energy, that Bob DeVille looking ass energy that motherfuckers really do like, you know, that is appreciated. What you're gonna look to is Scorpio, for balance. It is your rising sign. It does lies in your 7th house. So when you're working with other people, when you're building relationships with other people, the things that you seek in a relationship is very Scorpion-like. You know, Taurus is more so work for what I have for what I get. Scorpio energy is like, OPM, other people's money. I can attract these things to me. Y'all both have that energy, but Tauruses look to you for that balance, you know, of not always having to go so hard in the paint to get what, you know, they want, and then just sometimes letting things come to them, letting sometimes things be attract themselves to them. Be attracted or come to them, being open and receptive to those things. Can be a little standoffish, like I said in the beginning, kind of conservative. Sometimes it takes a longer for a Taurus rising to kind of open up, especially if they're not really, you know, just upon first meeting, they're not really like, hi, how you? They're kind of like, you know, kind of resting bitch face a little bit, but not because they don't fuck with you, because they don't know you, and they just need some time to kind of get to know you. Can very be hard-headed, much so like Aries. So when we talk about like the look, is a natural look, but they also have like that bull, because, you know, Aries is the ram, so it's like that's solid, but bulls is also pretty fucking solid. So most times that I notice about Taurus risings, they just kind of have like this, I don't want to use stout, but like, it's an energy about them is like a Buddha boulder. It's just like, you know, kind of resting energy about them. Even if they don't have that shape, it's just like just a very resting energy about them. can not really up for change. And I would definitely look at the rest of the chart, but it's really hard, especially when it comes to their physical appearance. Taurus likes to stick with what it knows, versus me, like a Pisces rising. Like, I go through a lot of phases, and it could be my Gemini Mars too, where I like to change up my style. I like to change up my look. This is fixed energy we're talking about, so it's different from cardinal and fixed. Taurus rising is like, I like the simple things. Like, I like, what I like, and I like what I like. And maybe it'll change in a couple years, but I'm kind of cool with this. I'm kind of cool with that, So there's that. Step by step, I like to move slow. They're very consistent. When they know what they want, they will take their time to get those things. They will take it real slow. You know what I'm saying? You already know, let's go. You know what I mean? They'll take their time to build. They'll take their time to work, whether that's in relationships. They can be very stubborn. Taurus risings can be very, 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 very stubborn and bull-like when they are, trying to, when they feel like they want to be heard, and when it just comes to their mind frame and things like that. And change, once again, is not really, it takes a minute for Taurus rising to really change. I swear to God, y'all, I'm gonna get a seat. Like, my knees and my feet are killing me because I've been on my knees all day. That's what she said. But yeah, it just takes them a minute to get to a place where they can be comfortable once again. And I want to really stress that because when you first meet people say, well, first impression is the impression. It's like, yeah, it is, but at the same time, you got to understand that everybody's not alike. And also, sometimes it takes people a little bit more time than others to really open up. So just heed that when you first meet. It's not that Taurus doesn't fuck with you, or Taurus is trying to be bougie, or whatever the case may be. It's just they might not be as open as other people, and they can be very conservative. It can be an earth sign thing, especially with the rising signs. I feel like that can be very earth sign base of like, it just takes earth signs a little bit longer to get to know you before they open up. But initially, once you get to the sun, when you get to the moon, it's, a little bit easier to kind of develop that relationship. Heightened senses. So, taste, touch, smell. I know I'm forgetting some. Taste, touch, smell, sight, seeing, the view. These things, these are all things that are very much so part of Taurus rising energy. They love a scent, bitch. They love a look. They love to taste. They love to touch. Anything, and I'm missing a sense, but anything that has to deal with the five senses, baby, Taurus is all here for it, okay? They're here for all of that, okay? They like to, delve into their senses. It gets them, especially when it comes to, like, for instance, because Taurus, of course, food, being able to savor that moment, in this material realm, being able to savor that, sweet taste of chocolate. It helps with your sensories, it helps with your chakras, it helps with your memory, it helps with all those things. And, Venusian energy is very sensual. So why not use the five senses to, get you going and get you right? I'm a third house Taurus, so I'm like, bitch, I need a whole mood. I need the candles, you know what I'm saying? I need the scents, you know what I mean? I need the ambiance. I need a view. Like, I gotta set a mood, you know what I mean? I like the, if I'm not setting the mood, I like the mood to be set, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just part of a foreplay for me, and not for everybody, you know what I'm saying? for everybody, but definitely something that is a Taurian based thing. Taurus definitely have to watch out for becoming like too gluttonous. I'm not trying to say that you have to be a certain way, or you know what I'm saying, but Taurus can kind of overdo things within, and I'm not just talking about with food, but they can overindulge in things because it is Venusian energy, and sometimes Venusian energy can be impulsive. Not necessarily so much as Taurus as Libra, but I mean they play off. I mean, Taurus is shared under Libra rising or Libra energy as well, in the Venusian side of things, and so you don't want to become overindulgent in things that might lead to like addictions, and so sometimes you just kind of have to draw the line and kind of say no. You know what I mean? And just kind of put boundaries on some things, whether that's sex, whether that's food, alcohol, sweets, those things that Taurus has a special, particular taste, eye, whatever for. And also jealousy, possessiveness in relationships, because you do sit on the opposite side of Scorpio. So, sometimes even though Taurus might not seem crazy, I mean, we all got, me and my sister were talking about this, we all got a little craziness inside of us, all right? Nobody is too far from the crazy train, all right? But you do have to understand that sometimes you can teed the line when it comes to that. So just look out for like wanting to be overly possessive, or overly obsessive when it comes to your relationships, whether that's an intimate relationship with a partner, friendships, and things like that. But all in all, this is like my little go-to, no to rising sign series for Taurus rising. If you want to know more, or if you would like a personal reading from me, Mars activations, North Node and South Node activations, consultations, please hit me up, araneastorm.wix.com/info. You already know, okay? And also, was there anything else? Oh, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, @araneastorm to keep up. I'm definitely going to be posting a lot more. I'm back on my shit for real, y'all. So, you know what I mean? Don't even trip. I'm in this bitch again. I was like, okay, now it's time to really, really get to it. I appreciate everybody who's been supporting me throughout this journey. And we are going to move from Aries and Taurus to Gemini and Cancer. So y'all just stay tuned. And I look forward to sharing more of this series with y'all. And I'll see y'all soon. All right? Rainy Storm checking in, checking out. Peace.